Okay, hello. I am Timidar, and thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. I never thought that that would be something that I'd have to say, but here we are. Uh, I am a classic Paladin PvPer. That's what I like to do, and that's what I'm going to be doing in Season of Discovery. Might play a few alts, might just play Paladin alts. I don't know yet. Uh, but why I'm making the channel is to kind of just show like what you can do with paladins. I know people think that paladins and classic are just a very straightforward, uh, brain dead, sort of generic, boring looking thing. And why I actually love paladin so much and why I play it is because there's a lot of nuance to it. There is a lot of difference between each spec that you play. Again, I'm speaking like strictly from a PvP perspective, but yes, it also applies to PvE in a bit. But when you play when you play a Shakadin versus playing a Holy Wreck or Ret Reckoning or Deep Ret Paladin, there's a lot of different gear choices they have to make. You don't play with the same set of gear in all those specs. Uh, there can be a lot of similar pieces, but you do need to play around with the play styles a lot, and it takes a lot of testing and a lot of dueling. And I love dueling. I'll do it for hours on end, just trying to figure out how do I beat a Shadow Priest? How do I beat a Frost Mage? How do I beat a Hunter? And how do they beat you? And how do you avoid losing? And learning the strengths and weaknesses, because some of these different specs that I spoke about, they have each of their own strengths and weaknesses. You're going to find that some are a heck of a lot stronger versus certain classes, and a heck of a lot uh, weaker to other ones than you would think. And until you actually get out there and start playing around with them, you don't know. And while there are some Paladin PvPers out there that push out some good content and have really good information, there's a lot of really bad information. And I want to be able to present to people, like, not just to say that this is bad or that this is good, but to actually make videos showing the theory behind it, the different ways I've tested it, and the conclusions of the test. It's going to be very scientific based. It's not going to have a lot of opinion in it. I want to actually have the data to show people and sort of educate people. Also, I think paladins are just going to be unbelievably busted in Season of Discovery, and they might just be the flavor of the month, and everybody who's going to have a paladin alt and want to try out the super busted class, and I want there to be somewhere for people to go to and see what all you can do with it. And it's not just going to be, I want a PvP on a paladin, let's just go red, have all the same gear and stuff like that. It's like, well, you can do that, but there's a lot of strengths behind playing Shakadin, and there's in Holy Wreck and stuff, and play around with it, try things out. It's not as clear cut as some other classes are. Um, so we'll see there. We'll see how this goes. I'm really hoping that uh, I can do that and maybe start streaming through Season of Discovery, just to give a little personal information out there. I work a lot, and the whole reason really behind the YouTube channel uh, besides just trying to put out this information, is if I want to work any less and actually have time to be able to play Season of Discovery, I need to monetize it in some way. So it just makes sense, try streaming, try YouTube here, and hopefully that'll allow me to cut, 10, 20, 30 hours off my work week. So, maybe I could work just 30, 40 hours plus do YouTube and see how it goes. So, I don't have to be doing the 60, 70 hour kind of weeks. But, so I'm going to try give it a go, at least for a while. And hopefully it works out. And hopefully we'll get into some like dueling tournaments and things like that, and really showcase what a paladin can do. So thank you a lot, and hope you will subscribe and like the coming content. And if any suggestions along the way, feel free to always leave that. I will try to adjust accordingly to be more digestible for people. If I speak too fast, if I just gloss over things that I'm just taking for granted that everybody knows, I will try to make sure I stay clear and concise on everything. But one example that I have of before I end the video here of bad paladin information going out there is that this is going to be your tanking setup at 25. I see a lot of videos and a lot of people just like, oh cool, I'm tanking, I'm going prot and stuff like that. And it's like, well, I mean, good luck tanking without consecration. I don't know, obviously you've never played classic paladin and you've never leveled prot and you've never tanked a dead mines and an SFK and stuff, these early levels and things. You cannot do it without consecration. Even with the new runes, I don't think you're getting around it. Like, maybe you could do it and you're just always running Seal of Martyrdom over Aegis. That could be a thing. But nobody says that, right? They're always everybody's just slapping Aegis. Not everybody, but I mean, of the people that just made me cringe so hard that I'm like, I gotta make a YouTube channel. This is ridiculous. Like, people need to actually know what is happening here. Like, you really need improved Seal of Righteousness, because that's where a lot of your threat comes from. You really need consecration because you are the AoE tank, and you want to lean into your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Even if you can't be a main tank, you should still be your raids good, like AoE off tank, where you're grabbing ads and you're just keeping things flowing. And yes, it does look like you'll be able to main tank and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to paint a bleak picture there, but you're gonna need consecration. Like, I'm just gonna say it there. Just leave it there. I'm not gonna walk in tanking Black Fathom Deeps without consecration, and I would highly recommend that you don't either. So, all right. Well, thank you. We'll leave it at there.